Okay, so when we look next door, the 1 gets bumped up to a 2, and then everything else behind it gets turned into a 0. So 0, comma, 0, 0, 0. So our new answer now is 220,000 for, oh, I definitely wrote the wrong number, guys. It's 616. Okay, 616. So this would be 620,000. Sorry, guys. See why you gotta check your work? 620,000. There we go. All right, number 4. Rounded to the nearest 10,000, what is the number of green and purple combined? So that means, guys, that we have to round both of those first and then add them. So I need green and purple. So I'm gonna put a G for green, P for purple. Green shows 721, 580. 721, 580. Purple shows 585, 35. Now I have to go back and round this to the nearest 10,000. Zeros, tens, ones, thousands, 10,000s. So that means I gotta circle all of that. This 1 next door tells the 2 to rest because it's 4 or less. So that means this is gonna stay the same, and then everything else behind it turns into zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0. Then ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. Here's my 8. I have the 5 before it, so I'm gonna circle everything. The 5 next door tells me to bump that 8 up to a 9. So that's now a 9. My 5 stays the same, but then everything else behind it gets turned into zeros. Now that I have rounded both of these numbers to the 10,000s, I can add them. So I'm going to put plus 590,000. 0 plus 0, 0, 0, 0, comma, 0. 9 plus 2 is 11. Remember, we can't put 11 down here. We have our 1s, and then we carry our 10s. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. So our total is 1,310,000, which is C. All right. Number 5. Which of the following number for the colors rounds to 600,000 when rounded to the nearest 100,000? We have to choose 2 correct answers. So I'm going to go to my chart, and I know that I'm rounding to the 100,000s. So I want to figure out which one's going to round to 600. All right, so I have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. The 1 tells me that this 6 is going to stay the same. So I have 6, and then everything else is going to be a 0 behind it. So 0, 0, comma, 0, 0, 0. Alright, so far red rounds to 600. So down here I'm going to bubble in red. Alright, let's look at yellow. Yellow, we have 205,000. Obviously, that's not going to round to 600,000. So next to yellow, we're going to put an X. Now let's look at the blue. The blue is at 300,000. So obviously, that's not even close to 600,000. So for blue, we're going to put an X. Now let's look at green. Green is 721,580. Well, 700 is close to 600, so let me go ahead and just try this and see. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. The 2 next door tells me that that 7's going to rest, so our 7's going to stay the same. And then I have 5 zeros behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's 700,000, so that's not right. So let's look at purple. That's our only answer that could be right. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. So I'm going to circle the 5. The 8 next door is 5 or more. So that means we're going to let this 5 score. It's going to move up by 1. So that's 6. and then everything else that's not circled gets turned into a 0. 0, 0, comma, 0, 0, 0. So purple is our other answer. We selected 2 answers and we looked at each choice to see if it would make 600,000. Alright, number 6. Last week, about 246,000 students ordered field trip shirts. Which of the following numbers rounds to 246? So guys, we're going to have to go through each answer and figure out which one really rounds to 246. So if we have a 9 in the hundredths place, that means that this 9 is going to bump up this 6. And so that's really going to be 247,000. So that can't be right. If we look at this one, we have a 7 in the hundredths place. That's going to bump up that 6 to a 7. So this one would also be 247,000. Then let's look at this 5. This 5 would bump up this 5 and change it to a 6. So this one could be 246,000. And then this one is going to let this 5 rest. So this is only going to be 245,000. So our only answer here would be C. And the reason why I looked at the hundredths place, guys, is because I noticed already that the front part of my number, the thousands place, was already close to this. So I just went and looked at the hundredths. Alright, flip to the back. Number 7. Which of the following numbers rounds to the same number when rounded to the nearest 10,000 and to the nearest 100,000? So that means I have to round these numbers 2 times. So I'm going to use this space provided. I'm going to put 10,000s and 100,000s. Oops, let me separate those a little bit so that we have room. So 10,000 and 100,000. Alright, so the first one is 128, 537. Okay, so rounding to the 10,000s, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So I have 1, 2. This 8's gonna bump up the 2 to a 3. So this would actually be approximately 13 or 130,000. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, rounding to the 100,000s. This 2 is going to keep that 1 at a rest, so this is approximately 100,000. So that's not correct because they don't round to the same number. Let's try 213,489. 213,489. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. This 3 next door tells me that this 1's gonna rest. So this is approximately 210,000. And then ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. This 1 again tells me that this 2's gonna rest. So this is approximately 200,000. Those 2 numbers do not match, so this is not correct. Let's try 199,628 for both of them. Alright, 10,000's place is here. This 9 is 5 or more, so it's going to bump this 9 up. But there's already 9 there, so that makes a 10, which means this 1's going to change. So this is actually approximately going to be 200,000. And then we're looking at our 100,000s. Now this 9's going to bump this 1 up to a 2. So this is also approximately 200,000. So our answer would be C. Alright, constructive response. This is super important because there's an explanation in here that you're going to have to write, and it's going to be on exit ticket. Fourth grade ordered 13,525 field trip shirts. Kyle rounded the total of fourth grade shirts to the nearest 1,000 and got 10,000. So it says explain Kyle's error. Well, if it's asking us to explain his error, then obviously there's an error. We just need to figure it out. So first off, to do this, what I want to do is I want to round this number to the nearest 1,000. So 13,525 to the nearest 1,000. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. The 5 next door is going to it's going to bump that 3 up to 4. So this is going to become 14,000. Now that is not what Kyle got. Kyle got 10,000, so he did not round to the thousands place. So let's try rounding it to the 10,000s place and see if we get Kyle's answer. So 13,525. This is the 10,000s place. The 3 next door lets the 1 rest, so we keep the 1 and everything else stays a 0. So actually, here's our 10,000s answer. So that means Kyle rounded to the 10,000s instead of the thousands. So I would say Kyle rounded to the 10,000s
21 minutes
instead of the thousands. But do you see how I had to work this out to figure that out? Now, we do want to find the correct answer, which we already did. So, the correct answer rounded to the nearest 1,000 would be 14,000. Alright guys, get to work.